back to Planet Coaster. Thanks very much for joining me again. I hope you all are doing very well. If you have seen my previous 3 episodes, you will see that this is where we are with our park right now. I would say the progress has been slow the past 3 episodes, so I've decided to kind of speed things up a little bit and take you guys on a bit more of a speeded journey through our next building section. If you remember from the previous episode, we did a little bit of work on these shop buildings way over here. So we worked a lot on our hot dog stall, our chip fries shop. Basically what I did off camera then after that episode was, when I give you a little demonstration of how to do these curbstones down here, took that idea and I've continued it on around the rest of these paths right here, and it just makes it all sit that little bit nicer. So this little area is starting to shape up quite well. Kind of went in and placed a few more like items of shrubberies and things like that as well in there, just to kind of fill it out a little bit. You'll notice as well that I've put some planters, some food items. It's just fill, it's just to make it all sit into the environment that little bit more realistically. Think it looks real nice, I have to say. I'm really pleased with that, and I just think this wee stall area just turned out really well. A couple of other wee smaller minor details that I put into this park when I was playing about is this little sort of wooden effect here. So I kind of know that the customers sort of walk into it. Actually, this is the first time I've noticed that this happens, so maybe I don't like it just as much, but these kind of are wooden sort of flat roof panels which I've sort of slid into the building. Now that I see that, I'm not so sure if we can maybe edit it to slide them in a little bit more, but then you can't see them. You know, can we get them that they maybe just appear like that? So if perhaps we were to go in, maybe delete this one, delete that one, delete this one. You know, well, see, they're kind of walking into the wall. I mean, if I were to edit this bit here, stop clicking on the customer if that's possible. I mean, are they walking into my piece? I mean, they're walking into the wall, aren't they? So it makes no difference really. So if we undo all of those deletes and those movements, let's just leave it there for now. I kind of like it. Basically, they're flat wooden roof panels. They slide into the building and give this nice little wood counter effect, which I did by accident, but I really like, and I might incorporate that into other buildings in the park. Another minor detail then, wasn't too sure what to do, whether to leave this as sort of an open connection between the two buildings, but decided to go with like a wooden archway. Kind of fits with the style of the both buildings, and then it leads into what we now know as the awesome Screaminator right here. So that leads me into making this area a little bit more interesting, because right now it's kind of dull. It really is just boring. You know, you can have these rides. I mean, certain rides, you know, likes of this one maybe fit well if you sort of build up the scenery around it. But you get rides like this in behind things. I feel that we need to make it interesting for the visitors coming into the park, and also interesting for us when we're walking through it as well. So what I'm going to do this off camera. I wanted to jump in here. I was going to do this and start it and then jump in and show you guys, but decided that I would come in, give you a quick tour of what I'd been doing off camera, show you what my plans are. So my plans is to put a building around our Screaminator, maybe around our path, and fill this area in. I'm not going to do a time lapse this time, just to make it a bit different. And I'm just going to cut away, and then when I come back, hopefully there'll be something nice to see. And then my plan for the rest of the episode is to maybe move into a bit of terraforming and perhaps put the starts of like a water park or water area, like I mentioned in my previous episode over here. But for now, please give me a moment and I will be right back. The power of editing on YouTube. You will hopefully see what I have come up with. See you shortly. Welcome back. Magic. Here we go. So this is what I did off camera, and it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. It fits in with the area that we're doing. It's not OTT. So we'll give you a quick tour on this section. This is pretty much just walls all the way around. This is probably the most detailed section really of this section of the building. These are little wooden brackets, and these are like wooden sills. pretty much topping the wall. And then I placed the Screaminator logo all the way around, and I kind of think it's nice because I see that before in theme parks and so forth. They're trying to advertise the ride, and you can see it from all around. So I kind of like it because you kind of have to go in. You don't really see the ride until you're actually in it. And hey, there they go, ready for fun. So then down into this wee section here, we put this little roof section in, and it's exactly how it's supposed to be. It's kind of a bit, a bit of a mess. It's a bit rustic. It's not perfect by any stretch, but it works. It because it's the same roof as these guys. It blends in quite well. So visitors, will come in. I don't know whether I should put another Screaminator sign there. I mean, I know there's one there. Is that maybe overkill putting them? But then, it's kind of advertising that is the ride. Let's just do that right now. So we'll go there. Let's go ride signs and go Screaminator. Yeah, let's put one more there because that's kind of saying, hey, guys, let's go to the Screaminator because it's down here. Or whatever you guys want to call it. If you want to change its name, let me know. So yeah, into here, and this is our queue, our fast pass and our standard queue, and it looks pretty nice. All the lights and all in here too, so people can wait. And then they go on in, and this is the little ride. So I kind of like it. It works, and it does a really good job for, making it different. It's not just your standard, let's plop a ride down and that's it, done. It starts to make it feel like a proper theme park. So the toilet section then, filled it in with the wooden boards, that the same sort of style that the building is in. Added in this path that kind of brings the park back out round to the front, or the back end of this castle. And finished it off with some benches and some trees. So it's pretty nice. I really like it. It just tidies up this little corner of the park and brings it all together. So it's starting to take shape. I'm really excited. I think things are starting to move in the right direction. There's some really nice buildings, and we have some rides. So let's make it daytime so that you guys can see what we're looking at. So we'll go there and we'll go 10 AM. And we'll pause it for now. So get the music going. So what I'm thinking is we do some terraforming for the rest of this video out here. And I'll do it with you guys because we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna think of something and let's just roll with it. And then if I can sort of tidy it up perhaps, off camera. So let's go sculpting. And what we want to do is we want to start pushing the ground down. So let's make it relatively big. Say about this. A bit too big maybe. And we're going to try and create like a rough kind of, it's maybe a bit too big still, a rough sort of river effect. Sort of, we want to go quite deep so we can get the water in. So we do this. So let's give that a go. Like I say, it's all very rough, so it may not look. I just don't want it to be too perfect, I literally am just doing this and hoping that we can get something really rough that'll kind of look, like it's like the river was. I know, man, it's not the end of the world. It is a theme park after all, and the chances are it was a man-made river in the first place. But something a little bit more natural looking would be pretty cool. So I mean, I don't mind. I might bring this back up again. It's kind of big here, but you just gotta be careful I don't wreck the park. So yeah, we'll do this. Knock all this in. Bring it in there. It doesn't matter. Again, if this kind of works, that the water goes in and then it kind of looks a bit funny, well, that's kind of cool too, because the rougher it is and the more random it is, then the happier I'll be, because I want this river to kind of be a feature of the park that kind of goes into it. And then what it will do is force us to build around it, so it's all about forcing the issue. Like I said from the first episode, sometimes by doing things randomly and then forcing it, you can create things that you otherwise maybe wouldn't have expected. So I'm not too sure how this will work out. I want to maybe just do it from here. Spread it out, like this. So it kind of meanders like this. And then what we could do is perhaps, come in here, raise some of this ground up. Let's make the area a bit bigger, like this, you know. And let's just build up a wee bit. Let's just keep her going on up, like this. You know, see what we create. Let's just be artistic about it and play about and see what we end up with, you know. Because you could end up with something really cool. So, there we go, starting to sculpt this out a little bit. This could be nice. Could do something with this. This could be interesting. So we'll do with that. Maybe let's bring the size of it down and maybe point this out a bit. Bring it down again. Point it out there. Like, sort of. Let's undo that. That maybe kind of looks a bit strange. Let's leave it like that. Let's leave it just like that. Because that's kind of interesting. Starting to look rugged. Starting to look a bit rough. Which is nice. So I don't know how far back I'm going to take this river. For now, let's just go, let's take it all the way up to this sort of bumpy area. I think our park boundaries are here. But for now, let's take it up there. So again, intensity, you know, let's try and, just got to be careful with our digging about here. So we'll go back down again. Dig it in. Just curl it in around this way a bit more. Yep. So go this way and this way. Yep, they're almost there. Let it meander. It's all about meandering. And then the golden moment will be when we try to put water in this. See if it'll actually take it or not. Yes, this is cool. So once we get this done, this gives us something to work on, because then the park, I think our park will start to become a little bit more interesting in the episode. I'm just trying to do things which are different. You know, the park is quite early days, and I'm nowhere conscious that we're in the episode 4. And a huge amount hasn't happened, but hopefully now that we get some of this going, we'll be able to, you know. So let's close this in, because I'm not sure how this will take water. So, we want calm water, rough water, standing water. Let's go for rough water, maybe. So it didn't fill it all. And this is where we get little issues, you see, because it's there. So that's the problem. So this is where we got to play about with it. But you kind of get the idea. Oh, there we go. That did it. Hey! Awesome. So that filled the whole section with water. So what I want to do is pretty much take the... Isn't there like a roughing tool like this? I'll probably bring the size of it down. Intensity not so much. And then I probably go along the edges of it like this. And sort of roughen it. I'll do most of that off camera, play about. And then what we can do off camera is take the painting tool. And maybe take some of this like sand effect. And then you can almost do this. Which would look real nice. Now, I could be tempted to make this into a bigger sort of river area, or lake area. I'm not too sure yet. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you could do that, mix that with the roughing tool, and it could begin to look real natural and real nice. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So we made a little bit of progress in the park now. It's starting to look a little bit different. So zoom on in. There is our lovely river. And I love the water effect in this game. I think water is really cool, and they've done a really good job over at Frontier Developments, because water in this game is like a film. So there's no water in here, and it looks great from above. And I think the fact that they've done like a skin almost just helps with the frame rate, and that really is a good idea by the guys. So yeah, this area is looking really busy now. Let's hit play. Whoops, my computer decided to crash. Just at the ending there. But yes, as you can see, good progress made in this episode. Guys, I don't know what you like. Do you like the time-lapse videos? Do you prefer this format where perhaps it's a bit more instant and you get to see things, you know, a bit more instantly as and when they do this? So I do it off screen and I come back. You know, do you like to see me building this stuff? Would you like to see more, you know, tutorial stuff on it? You know, let me know in the comments section down below, because it helps me make better content for you, and that's what matters the most. Is if you're enjoying the content, then that's great, and I'll continue to improve my videos to help that happen. But yeah, good progress today, so thank you very much once again for joining me. I do appreciate it very much. If you have enjoyed it, help me out a big deal by going ahead and hitting that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with the rest of this series and any other series that I promote on the channel, then please go ahead and do subscribe. But that pretty much does it for today's episode. Thank you very much indeed, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye!